Google adds unapproved pharmaceutical substances. What exactly is this policy talking about? Let's address that in this video and see if you'll be able to get your advert approved at the end of this video. So basically, when Google says your advert has been disapproved due to unapproved pharmaceutical substances, what it means is that you are not authorized to advertise that product on Google. And this happens much of the time if you are trying to advertise prescription medicine. But are there any exceptions for people who can advertise this type of product on Google? Absolutely yes. It is possible for some people to be able to advertise this type of product on Google while some other people are facing the issues of unapproved pharmaceutical substances. You have been facing that issue. That is probably the reason why you're watching this video. So I'm going to give you some tips that might help you get your advert approved on Google if your product falls in this category. So now, before I go ahead and talk about the tip, let's quickly look at some of the situations that can get your advert disapproved due to unapproved pharmaceutical substances. Now, for example, let's say you're selling depression medicine and you're trying to advertise that on Google. Probably you want to use Google search or Google Display Network or even Google Shopping. By the way, I would discourage you from using Google Display Network because health products are not allowed on the Display Network. So if you go ahead and advertise health products on Display Network, your account might be suspended and you might not be able to use Google Ads again. So you don't want to fall in that categories of people who will not be able to use Google Ads again. So I want to give the tip based on Google search and the Google Shopping campaign. So now the first thing I want you to understand is that when you're advertising on these two platforms, two networks, like say Google search and the Google Shopping network, you are bidding on keywords. So if you're trying to advertise a depression medicine, for example, your title or your product title on your landing page will probably have information about the product you are selling. And what I mean by information is going to have keywords related to the product you are selling. So it might be the name of the product, it might be mentioning depression or whatever you are selling that falls under prescription medication. So now, because Google Ads focus mostly on keyword, your ad is going to be revealed and the keyword is going to be taken into consideration. Now, mentioning depression in your advert and having it in the title of your product and your landing page is one of the major reasons why such advert will be disapproved due to unapproved pharmaceutical substances. But for people who are able to advertise this product and they still have this information on their landing page and on the ad, the reason is because they probably made the Google Ads certifications for pharmaceutical companies. So if you are a pharmaceutical company and you meet the requirement to get certified by Google, you should be able to get this type of product approved and run successfully without having any issue. However, if you're a small business owner with very limited resources, you might not be able to get approved for pharmaceutical industry. So in that case, you will not be able to get your advert approved and you continuously have issues of unapproved pharmaceutical substances. But that should not stop you from advertising that product if you are not able to get certified. So that is why I'm going to give some tips that could help you get a product approved if you watch this video to the very end. So now the next thing I want you to do, now that you have understood the reason why your product is being disapproved for unapproved pharmaceutical substances, the next thing I want you to do is you want to go ahead and conduct some searches on Google to see whether some people are advertising that same product or not. For example, if you are selling maybe male enhancement supplements that have some prescription medicine in it, for example, I think Viagra falls in that category. So if you go to Google to search for Viagra and you realize that some people are advertising for it, you might want to click on the advert to see the landing page and you see what they are doing on the landing page. You can go ahead and study the landing page properly to see exactly how they prepare the landing page for it to be approved. And also you want to review their advert, the kind of information they have on their advert, and see what you are doing differently that is getting your ads disapproved. So if you are able to compare this information together, you should be able to pick idea from the landing page. I'm not encouraging you to copy the landing page, but you can pick some idea from their designs and their ad to prepare your own landing page and write your own ad in a way that it will be approved. And the second thing you want to take note of is when you click on the advert and you visited the landing page, you want to see, is this a big pharmaceutical company that can meet the requirement for certifications. If this is a pharmaceutical company that have the resources to meet the requirement for certification, then irrespective of what information they have on their landing page, on their advert, they could get approved because they have been certified by Google. But for you who doesn't have that resources, you will not be able to get approved. So you want to compare this information and you want to say the next line of action you can take in order for you to be able to get your product approved on Google. So the next thing that I want to talk about now is that you need to understand that the approval process on Google search ad might be a little bit different from the approval process on Google Shopping. So you want to see which network are these people advertising when you go ahead and conduct research on Google. You might be noticing that some advertisements are actually on Google Shopping. By the way, when you conduct search on Google, you can still be able to see Google search ad and Google Shopping ads. Both of them are going to come up on Google, but you need to be able to understand that some are standard search ad while some are shopping ads. So if this product you are trying to advertise is only approved on Google Shopping network, that means that the approval process on Google Shopping network might be favorable. So you might want to go ahead and work on getting your product approved on the Google Shopping network. So you want to understand this, that much of the time, the reason why your advert is disapproved is not basically because the product is not approved by FDA. It is because you are not meeting the requirement for approval on Google. And that is why you want to go ahead and do some research and study those who have been advertising that same product on Google and see exactly what they are doing and implement that same strategy to get your ad approved. And also, I want you to note that when you are advertising on Google Search or Google Shopping Network, you are bidding on keywords, and keyword is going to be the main thing that Google will use to reveal your advert for approval. So your keyword might be the reason why your advert is continuously being rejected. So you want to go ahead and review that and see how you can implement some changes in your landing page, in your product description, and your product title to be able to meet Google approval requirement and get the product approved. So these are some tips that could help you get your product approved on Google. I believe you can go ahead and implement these tips and get your product approved. But if you are still finding it difficult to advertise this type of product on Google, don't hesitate to contact me. I will do everything possible to assist you to get your product approved, manage the advert for you, and drive good results for your business. Thanks for watching. If you have questions about this, feel free to ask in the comment section and I will address every single question. Thanks again and bye for now.